So I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning. I smashed 150 milligrams of caffeine at 4 p.m. And I just got the random urge to kind of come out here into my garden and film this video. And I don't really know where I'm going with this, right? It's just truly off the cuff, unscripted, very different to my other videos where, I'm sat in the studio, really kind of dialing in exactly what I'm saying for retention. But I don't know, it's just one of those days where I just wanted to come on and be more real and raw with you guys and just kind of, explain a little bit of the truths and the realities of what I do, what I've been through, and, just try and inspire someone from this video. And I feel like if I can inspire just one of you in a very raw and authentic manner watching this video, my job from this video is done, right? It doesn't make any, it doesn't take any extra effort for me to come here and film this and, sit out here. I'm tired anyway. I'm buzzing off the caffeine. What else am I going to do, right? I'm chilling. So for those of you who don't know me and maybe are discovering this, I don't know if it's going to be picked up. I'm Suhit, Amin. I'm a 23-year-old entrepreneur that runs a very successful influencer marketing agency in the UK. One that does hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. And I've been now doing this for 6 years. And yeah, we're one of the agencies that's kind of at the top of the game in the UK ecosystem. We're relatively lean, we're relatively small. We only have about 15 people in the team, but we're very well respected, well known, especially in our discipline and niche, which is kind of gaming, tech, and entertainment. And I've been doing this now, as I say, for 6 years, and looking at my YouTube channel right now, I'm the only guy posting influencer marketing content. I'm the only guy kind of showing the influencer marketing agency lifestyle. And, a lot of the perception that I get from, many people and have had throughout a period of my life is that, I've had it easy. I'm chilling. I have the best life ever. I'm 23. I'm young. I can do what I want. We make hundreds of thousands of dollars per month just in this business. I have other projects and businesses that I own. I own property. I have, I have multiple cars. I can travel when I want. Life looks perfect on paper. But I think that, I'm part of the problem when it comes to this kind of online internet culture where, I post this content talking about how easy it is to make your 5K, 10K per month, live this lifestyle, get financial freedom, buy my program, look at my fast cars, look at my lifestyle. I don't post that too much, but I think that when I do that, it gives a negative perception. And I really just want to unpack some of like the raw, real truths of what it's been like getting to this place and this journey, because it's not been easy. And this goes back 9 years ago, really, but mainly goes back 6 years ago, where at 16 years old I had cancer. And to get cancer at any stage of your life is terrible. But at 16 years old, when you're living a happy, healthy life, you're a teenager, you're not even fully developed yet, you have so much to live for, and you get diagnosed with this thing that, you only associate with death, really. When I hear cancer, I associate it with really bad illness and death. My life flipped upside down. And, I recall, coming out of chemotherapy and having cancer, and winning some award for business. And again, this is a bit of a tangent, and I don't really know where I'm going with this video. And I remember posting something business success on my story, and some girl from my high school, I remember at the time, told some other girl that I was friends with that, I've had life easy. I've never had any problems, in life. My life's been easy, and of course I'm going to have this success, and, I've never had really any struggle in my life. And, I come from a very privileged background. I had a good family. I went to private school, where we're upper middle class. I'm never going to lie about that. But going through that experience of cancer at such a young age, You know, I don't think anyone can truly understand the feeling and how that feels until you go through it. But you know, that was 6 years ago, and that was really the start of my entrepreneurial journey, or not really the start, but the start of the kind of main sophistication of my entrepreneurial journey. And that was really the turning point in my life that made me decide to quit my job at the time and build this business. You know, it's just crazy to think about the fact that I decided, whilst getting chemotherapy, to just launch some company. I didn't really know what to expect from it, or if it was going to go anywhere. I just did it because the main thing really for me was that it was an escape. It was an escape from what I was going through at the time. It was, you know, an escape from the fact that I'm this sick kid in a cancer bed that might die, and I'm so focused on trying to build this business that has so much uncertainty, and I don't know where it's going to go, and it's fun and I enjoy it and it's all brand new, that I escaped from this whole terrible situation of life that I was in at the time. But yeah, anyways, you know, I got through the whole cancer thing, and business, you know, went well. We started growing, we started developing. I ran business during uni, which was another, you know, interesting and tough time for me when it comes to business, because, you know, I had a breakup as well, pre uni, which kind of sent me on a bit of like a, you know, depressive, not necessarily depressive, but a very negative and an upsetting sort of path, right? Any kind of young man, I think a lot of people say that women are sort of any great man's downfall. And that mixed with, you know, hanging out with not particularly ambitious people. I know I did hang out with some ambitious people, but the people that I was living with were, you know, bums really. Didn't really allow me to flourish with my business. And, you know, I've been doing this for 6 years now, and every single day I sit there and I compare myself to bigger agency owners that have also been doing this for 6 years or more or less, who are 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, whatever it is, bigger than where I've got to. And, you know, despite the fact that we do hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, I mean, I think last month we did $300 and something thousand in the agency per last month, and one of my other businesses did $20,000 at pretty much 90% profit margin. I still consider myself to this day and have a lot of negative thoughts towards my business journey, because I consider where I've come, and the place I'm at. In some scenarios, I look at myself as a failure, because I always think, like, how is it taking me 6 years to get to this position and barely be able to break past this part of business, and I have a competitor who has 10x me in that same amount of time? How have they done it, and how have I not been able to do it? You know, am I just not as competent? Am I not as good an entrepreneur? Did I not find the right opportunities? And then I look back at my sort of uni period and I think, what a waste. You know, I drunk a lot, I partied a lot, I got caught up in wrong sort of crowds. You know, the guys I was living with were, you know, did a lot of drugs, and it wasn't really optimal for my environment. Didn't care an awful lot, really. I know I was happy with the way it was going. I mean, I did care about business. I loved it, but I was happy with the way it was going. I didn't really, you know, really get my head down and try to learn. And I don't think I was that intelligent about it. I didn't really know an awful lot about how businesses should be run. You know, as you can imagine, right, at the age that I was. But you know, it just wasn't. It just wasn't optimal. And then, you know, I come to 2022 to 2021, 2023, when, you know, you could check my Instagram right now from that time period, and it would look like I'm having the time of my life, right? I'm constantly traveling, partying, meeting with successful people, living luxury lifestyles, and, you know, everything on paper looks like, you know, what I was saying before, that I'm at the top of the game. You know, nothing can stop me. I'm living this very materialistic high life. You know, I'm getting so many people from my past and my high school and my university days thinking about how I did it, why life looks so amazing. You know, you're this millionaire who can do whatever the fuck he wants and travel, doesn't have to work. You know, team does everything. And reflecting on it, that was actually probably the worst time of my life, business-wise. And also just, there's a lot of negatives in life in general. I was really not focused at all. I wasn't performing optimally. I was drinking, I was partying. My mind wasn't really in it. I wasn't fully focused and into business. And we plateaued. We plateaued from 2021, 2023. We didn't really grow an awful lot. We did grow, but we didn't grow an awful lot. And at that same point, my competitors were doing laps around me. They were growing. They were signing these big clients. They were getting all the credentials. And I was just a guy who just couldn't crack this level of revenue that we were at from 2021 to 2023. We were pretty much the same level of revenue for those whole 2 years, year on year. And partly that comes down to the fact that I was just trying to live this lifestyle to stunt, to flex, to do whatever, to try and look good on Instagram, to get a good Instagram story, to get a good, Instagram reel or post, and then make all these other people think that my lifestyle was so amazing. And then obviously you get your ego boost from it, super, vain. And my ego was massive then. But it was the worst time for me in business because it was the first time that we couldn't get past this plateau point. And I just didn't care. I just wasn't in it. And I was just happy to kind of just let things be slack. The team weren't performing well. No one was really doing anything exciting. The team weren't developing as well, which is a big problem. And, it comes with those problems. So, it's just interesting. And I don't really know what I wanted to get out of this video. And I think maybe the lesson is just really that, you look at me today and you look at my content on YouTube, you see the big numbers, you see potentially the lifestyle from one of my recent videos in Leafay. As I say, I don't really flex it as much anymore because I've tried to live more of a private life, and just, wanting to be more known for my knowledge and authority and opinion in the space. But, you see my life now and it looks perfect. But nothing good comes easy. And nothing good has come easy for me. Whilst people think that, and maybe think that I've not gone to go through anything in life, I've been lucky. I've been, naturally smart at school. And to be honest, I don't think I'm that intelligent really in the grand scheme of things now. I was good at school and I was higher than most people, but nothing special. But actually, on the other hand, I've gone through cancer, which pretty much most people can't say that they've done at the age of 16. I've, been in a pretty unoptimal environment in university that I realize now, I was trying to live that, uni lifestyle, and it didn't make sense and it didn't work for my business. And then I decided to, not have my mind in it and just try and go and travel the world and stunt and, live this lavish lifestyle that I don't think I was ready for, really, because the business wasn't set up in a sophisticated way and enough way where I could go and do that. But I still did it anyway. But then we plateaued and we didn't grow. And now, interestingly, things are at their peak and the highest when it comes to business. We've done pretty much what the revenue we did in the whole of 2023 in the first 6 months of this year. We have team that has grown. I've hired 3 people this year, which is probably 3 more than the whole of the last 3 years, and there's potentially going to be 1 more coming on later this year. We have some huge clients. It's, recurring revenue, interest from a lot of people, and on paper, things look good, and things look amazing. From where we're going, and everyone says, wow, you're growing so much, team's expanding, working with cool clients. And it's nice to be in this position. But at the same time, now it's like the complete opposite for my lifestyle the last 2 years. I work longer hours than ever. I am more stressed than ever. I'm less present with family, with girlfriends, with friends. And I have these different types of problems that have now come with this next level of success. I make more money now than I ever did before. I don't spend it as much, but I do. I invest it more wisely now, and I'm less financially idiotic. I make, some easier money than I ever did before with one of my businesses. But with my agency, now that we're scaling, I have far more responsibility. I have far more things to think about. I have more team to think about and develop. I've got more of a management structure to put into place. I've got more systems to build out, and I have more clients to deal with. And there's every opportunity for me to just fuck up. We have some very big projects and big brands now, and it's a scary situation to be in, because every day I pray of like, will this go wrong? Will this project go wrong? We have some guarantees in place with some of our clients. Will I go out of business because we can't fulfill our guarantees, and we have to spend our own money? There's an awful lot there. Every day I'm like stressed to the max of, could another competitor take one of our clients? Will a client leave? Will the client retain? Will the client renew? How are we going to go and meet aggressive growth goals that we've now put in place for the next few years, to get to a much larger point and finally kind of take that more seriously and make the business far more sophisticated? The Scottish weather, there's a lot of wind, so I hope that this is blocking it out, because I'm obviously using a much more straight to the point mic. But whilst bigger things are exciting and you make more money, it comes with that ever more stress, anxiety, constant pressure. I have so much constant pressure. I very rarely switch off. And the Leafy video showed me switching off, but I was still working there. I couldn't enjoy a full holiday without working. And I'm fine with that. I do enjoy this life. I am very much aware of the fact that I signed up for this, that I signed up for the fact that I'm going to have to wake up and grind day in, day out to actually build the successful business and take it past, a company that does, a few million, low to mid millions in revenue to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever it is in revenue, and really build a sophisticated business that is sellable in the future. But yeah, I just don't want to give the perception to people that, this is easy and it's simple, because it's not. And I'm entering these areas of uncharted waters where I personally, as an entrepreneur, have never been into, and I'm learning so much more every single day of how I need to actually build this business to scale and maintain it and not flop, because that is my biggest worry. Is I have this big fear of failure that, and it's an ego thing as well, that everyone sees me, especially in the past, and my family and my friends and my girlfriend, everything, that as this guy who has just got it, is able to just do it, has got it. And my biggest fear is one day waking up and I lose it all. And that can happen in business, but I am also aware that is a potential. And I do think that I now have the skill set and the ability that if I were to start again from zero, I could make myself back up, because this last 8 months has proven that I am willing to put the work in, no matter what, comparative to a lot of other people, and that is why I think I will become successful. But yeah, again, I know I've gone off in so many different ways and different areas of thought, and this kind of raw stuff I'm not particularly amazing at, sort of bringing my thoughts into a cohesive way to deliver and a kind of structured story. And I know I have just been saying different things, but I just wanted to sit on the camera and just speak, because I don't know, I just decided today was the day. And I think that it's just important to be like this and tell you guys who are watching this that your pursuit of greatness will come with so many issues on the way, and so many things that are going to try and drag you down or go wrong. Every single day something goes wrong in my life, in my agency. Every single day. It's the natural span of business. There's nothing that's going to go well. Something's going to go wrong all the time. And you just have to be okay with that. You have to be understanding the fact that is going to happen, and you have to be mentally prepared and strong for the fact that you're going to have to put out fires and deal with challenges every single day. And All these guys who look like they're at the top of their game and everything's cool, they're chilling non-stop, they're only showing 1% in a snapshot of their life. And actually, probably majority of the time, they're sat behind their computer screen, working non-stop, dealing with shit and eating shit every single day, because that's how entrepreneurship is. If you want to be great, if you want to be the best, if you want to make the most fucking money, you have to eat shit every single day before you get there. Because one day it will come. It might take you a month, might take you a year, might take you 10, it might take you 100 years. But one day that will come after you put in the work. But you have to be mentally prepared and tough enough to go through shit every single day and understand that you're the only single person that cares enough to have to deal with that. Your team aren't going to care about that, right? They're not paid to care about that. It is your business at the end of the day, and you have to deal with that. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I wanted to get this video. You know, no strong like VSL whatever and anything here. But it's just the case of, you know, if you want to get into the influencer marketing space or just any business space in general, you have to be hardworking and willing to put in that work to do that. Whether it is you start an agency like me in influencer marketing, or you build an e-com brand, or you get into crypto trading, or whatever it is, only do it if you are willing to eat shit every day and work really fucking hard, okay? And accept the fact that if you lay off the gas, someone else will work harder than you and lap you, and you may plateau if you don't have the things set up correctly, like I did. And I have spent 6 years working this all out to now the point where I'm now having to learn a completely new set of skills to take my business to the next stage. But yeah, just be prepared for that. Because if you aren't, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be stressed. You're going to have a... Sorry, someone's walking about outside. You're going to have a whole lot of issues that, you are not prepared for. So please take this video as the fact that, it's not a cry for help and me telling you that everything is terrible. It's the fact that things can be amazing and you can make the most money you've ever made in your life. But the only way to do that successfully is to go through the really, really hard and difficult things and accept that things are going to be difficult. And also accept the fact that what you see online and the perception that I put out on other people, it is not always the truth. We put out the best moments of our life to attract a certain audience to, want to buy in, and it's the emotional sell. It's not the case. And as I say, right now, being at the top of my game, making the most money that I've ever made in my entire life, it is the hardest period of my life, hands down. And the most difficult period of my life to be able to balance everything and to be able to balance my personal life and my personal relationships, having enough time for my family, having enough time for my girlfriend, and being truly present in the moment. It's tough, but you have to accept that you're going to have to make those sacrifices. You're going to have to go through periods of time for that. And, there will become another point in my life where I can go and chill for 2 years again and travel and work and whatever. And by that point, I'll probably worked it all out, worked the systems where I can do that. But at that point in my life, I hadn't. And I really hadn't. And that was very negative for me and for my life. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So time now, 7:15. I'm going to go and eat some dinner just now. And probably try and take an early night because I am half really awake and half really tired after getting up really early this morning. And yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed this video and, want to see more of this, like, raw stuff, unedited, unscripted, very, lack of cohesive delivery, comment. Tell me if you want to see more of this. I do like sitting down and just sometimes make these types of videos and just speaking my thoughts. But, yeah, that's really the raw reality and the harshness that has happened in my life. I've eating shit for 6-7 years, literally from the first day of starting my business with cancer. I've had the worst possible experience that I could have had to be on this journey to greatness, and I am nowhere near there yet. And I'm still gonna have years and years of stress and eating shit until I get to the point where I'm satisfied. I don't know if I'll ever be satisfied. But anyways, against the point. I went off a tangent again. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment. Please like, subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you want to see more of this. And the next video on the channel will probably be a regularly scheduled high, moving pace edited video. But until next time, I really enjoyed sitting down with you and just being real with you guys today. And I will see you in the next video.